MC, though, is obviously going to have the advantage of choosing the third map. So that can, of course, benefit, even if he does end up losing. But, you know, Entombed Valley, I don't think that there's going to be the biggest difference between the horizontal and vertical positions on this map. But probably the most notable difference would be if you are diagonal, you have so much space. And even though fourths are hard on Entombed Valley, it's a little bit easier in PvP.
Yeah, now it's actually, really when we talk about that ground range too, we were talking about just how big of a map Daybreak was. But I mean, if you're looking at cross positions on Entombed, it's all not too far off from being the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Entombed Valley just has huge differences in starting positions, so it's all going to come down to, is it going to be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal? We're going to find out right now as we are now starting game number 2 between SaSe and MC in quarterfinal number 3. As it looks like we have in the top right corner spawning is Quantic SaSe as the Red Protoss.
And his opponent, we just saw him take a pretty convincing game 1 by what could have been attributed towards stealing SaSe's build. Let's give a cheer for SK's MC.
You know, I want to come back and again note how meticulously all these workers are paired. Yeah. These are the 4 close mineral patches, and probes are some of the dumbest, most annoying units to work with possible. I mean, when you work so hard, I'm going to spend full minutes in StarCraft 2, which in dog years is, I don't know why I'm bringing up dog years, regular years, it's a long time, all right? Listen. Spend so much time pairing up the workers, and then one just goes, I'm going to mine over here.
Well, and you would think for like robots, they wouldn't try to use a mind of their own.
I know, right? Seriously.
Thinking for themselves, gross.
Be a conformist automaton, mine from the close patches, and wear a Livestrong bracelet. Looks like we are seeing SaSe now throwing down, I would honestly say a little bit of an early gap for him. It's on 14. Most players do wait until 15, as MC's demonstrating, to take that.
And SaSe, once again, taking advantage of those close mineral patches, we can see that he is at least a few seconds ahead on that probe count. Although probably not going to end up paying off to be too much different in the long run. I mean, if you end up like juking your opponent trying to cancel buildings, you pretty much lose any advantage.
And it's already interesting to note that we're not really seeing a significant difference in the 2 players' builds. I mean, we love to talk about, oh, SaSe, he's crazy with his timings, but
SaSe's gone for laying down his cybernetics core before he starts that first zealot. Because MC, on the other hand, has already begun that zealot.
Wow, yeah. Now that is a very unusual play. It looks like MC is going to be going for some sort of 2 zealot push. Will almost certainly be chrono boosting zealot number 2. This is highly unusual, and what a fortunate circumstance for SaSe. He is going to spot it right out the gate. And if you're SaSe, you're going to get in this base, you're going to see a zealot.
And you're going to see the gateway working once again, and you'll know exactly what's headed your way.
And now MC with a little bit of interesting timing himself, getting that second gateway up, so he's going to be going for a little bit of double zealot, double stalker action. And SaSe right away goes for a sentry. That's such a defensive play. Would probably be following this up with a robotics facility. Thank you for Exhibit A, SaSe.
So SaSe, really quickly, he did also already lay down that second symbol, so he's going to be able to pretty much... wow, wait, MC's actually not even worried about moving across the map anymore.
Yeah, it looks like MC is just going to kind of hang back. He wants to wait for these 2 stalkers. Look at this, this is impeccable timing. These 2 gateways finish at the same time. Wouldn't be surprised to see a double chrono, and there it is. He's going to be doing a fairly substantial push, and he can even line this up with a nice warping. He'll probably be building the second assimilator and following up with a Twilight Council, so he can continue to be aggressive with those stalkers.
So what are you expecting SaSe to do with that robo?
SaSe will probably just be going for a very standard, big damage heavy mixture, getting the Immortal up. And listen, I waited 2 seconds for him to build the Immortal. He could go for the Immortal, or he could be going for the Observer to check out the opponent. But SaSe is the sort of person who really knows that there are some big timings that can come hit him. This is an unusual one out of MC, but a potent one nonetheless.
And really taking a look at just how many units that SaSe has to defend this, he should be in a decent spot. He's got 2 sentries up there, so he's most likely going to be able to buy
SaSe's
enough
gonna
time
try
for
to
that
hide,
immortal
and
to
he
get out
wants
there.
it to come up. Oh, SaSe in a fantastic position. His immortal is now out. Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Welcome to the party. It looks like all SaSe needs to do is keep these sentries alive, and keep them alive he will with another nice force field pick. And it looks like the immortal getting low on life, but a little bit too much damage, and MC gets rolled at the gates.
Wow, SaSe did such a fantastic job. We saw MC using his zealots to try to focus on the sentries, and there was a brief window of time where he could have potentially been out of range to get those follow-up force fields, but SaSe just did a beautiful job defending. And now we see MC expanding as SaSe switches in to adding additional gateways.
And now SaSe will almost certainly be adding a Warp Prism follow-up to this very slow mixture. He can do harass at the front and back, and this is ideal with MC taking the expansion. MC getting a little bit too overeager. Another Stalker down in the center of the map, and MC only has a couple of sentries to defend himself with. Now adding on his 4th gateways, but SaSe with the Money Observer sees everything that's going on. He knows whether he needs a timing push, pull back, and now just doing a big shove at the front. MC is going to have to be the one with the big force fields.
And now maybe the kill count for MC, like the dead body count, has just gotten too high. SaSe should have a significant advantage going into whichever next engagement happens over here. We can see that also SaSe's army supply is just, wow, actually that is significantly ahead. He's almost got double the amount out.
And now with those 2 immortals as well, I mean, MC in just a seemingly impossible spot is almost committed to going Zealot Sentry, as the immortals are just a little bit too hard hitting against those small numbers.
Oh man, wow, and so MC's Nexus now finishes feeling entirely confident and potentially in his ability to defend here. MC knows exactly what's coming, and now he lays down those 3 force fields, just blocking the ramp beautifully.
Great timing by SaSe. He waits for the expansion Nexus to finish. Now he's going to stream in and attack, and some beautiful force fields from MC. But SaSe has some force fields of his own to trap this front immortal, and immortals do so much damage to other immortals. And now we're seeing SaSe just storm the front gates, and with a very cleanly executed build, SaSe overruns the front, demolishing MC. And once he takes down that reinforcing pylon, nothing can get down the ramp.
Yeah, and SaSe now is in a situation where that base is essentially free because, man, there's nothing that MC's going to be able to do to defend that Nexus.
Ouch.
It's only a matter of time until MC runs out of energy and his inevitable doom closes in.
And look at this, SaSe not letting up, not even expanding, just pushing the 4 gate. And good game, SaSe ties up the series.
Yeah, SaSe in a bit of a stroke of brilliance there, opted to go for the very quick robo, got out his immortal, bought himself just enough time to thwart MC's strange timing.
I mean, this was a very sophisticated timing by MC. It hits at an awkward moment when a lot of players don't have their warp gates yet. It's not 1 zealot going up the ramp, it's 2, and it's very difficult to just pick 1 off with a force field. You have 4 stalkers, 2 more coming up. You get the warp gate, 2 more instantly right there. Almost all builds will struggle against MC's timing, but SaSe brilliantly getting the immortals and sentries started early. I mean, how often, if you're MC, are you going to be up against a stalkerless player?
Well, and he really made the most of what could have been a terrible situation for him, because when that force field went down, there were 2 zealots and a stalker that were able to make it up into his base, but he controlled his sentries brilliantly, kept them alive just long enough to get down yet another force field, and then that immortal saved the day.
So now it looks like the map choice for MC is going to be Ohana, which is very similar to the map that SaSe just chose. It's a 2-player map. It's relatively small. And I do think that MC must have some sort of secret build up his sleeve. And given how easy it is to take that fast expansion, I definitely think MC is going to be doing something like that.
Hey, so this is the map that we were actually talking about a little bit earlier at the very beginning. As you can see, it's got that strange circle area in the center of the map, which can be just so weird for a bunch of those engagements. But just as you were talking about, Sean, that very easily defended natural.
Oh, the natural's so straightforward. There's just a thin ramp. There is that backdoor rock, but it too very easy to hold off and provides a nice link up to the 3rd base, which certainly is going to end up being a big deciding factor in this match. I think 3 base versus 3 base play is most likely on this map. given how insane both these two players have been playing, wouldn't be surprised to see them go one base versus one base it up.